Hello and welcome to another video where I'm trying to finish the work on this Blockade ship that has been an ongoing project for a while, and that was a very abrupt cut. I am recording this commentary after having recorded the footage and then edited it, but what I was doing in this footage is on this part of the wing, I was trying to kind of replace those mod turrets with vanilla ones and just trying to figure out the design of how I want to place a turret. So obviously, because you can't put vanilla turrets on an angle, they're going to need like platforms to sit on. So this is me trying to figure out what those platforms are going to end up looking like. So that was like the kind of initial idea. This is all the piping underneath. Obviously that would have to get all reconfigured and changed for the new layout, which I'm pretty sure, if I recall, I'm pretty sure I changed it from this layout that's here. I'm pretty sure I did change it again, but yeah, just sort of fixing up the underside a little bit, since with the modded turrets, since they're much smaller, I had more of them. With these turrets, there's only going to be two, so there doesn't need to be all those conveyor junctions. But yeah, so this, like I say, I did kind of change the way it's designed a little bit. I think it ended up looking pretty good. I think that looks good the way that is there. I don't remember if I changed it after that, but I do at least like that the piping on the underside is a little simpler in sort of like this kind of hangar section that's underneath where those turrets are. This is just a very short clip of the turrets firing. For whatever reason I recorded that, so I just kept like 2 seconds of that in, and then obviously updated the turrets on the other side. And then this is sort of, I guess, the next section. Each wing of the ship is divided into sections, and each section has like its own hangar. This ship has like a ridiculous amount of hangars. It's definitely a ship that's meant as like a fighter carrier, as one of its sort of main purposes. That and being able to have enough firepower with all these machine gun turrets to shoot down any enemy missiles that might be coming in. And that's why when I was using the modded turrets, I put a whole bunch of them, because then they could each target different missiles and be able to make sure that no missiles would be able to either hit the ship, or if you're using the ship to protect something else. So I think you lose some of that with it having less turrets, but on the other hand, it does look a bit cleaner, which is nice. And I'm just trying to get rid of some of those mod dependencies, just so that it's a little bit more certain that the ship will not have any like broken blocks down the road if the mod doesn't be supported anymore. And again, here this is sort of on between the two wings, sort of on the kind of inside part of the ship, getting rid of those modded thrusters, and then just sort of filling that space back in with blocks, because I did not replace it with vanilla thrusters. I guess I could have, but I guess I figured there's no point. I did eventually replace the sort of modded thrusters with Prototech thrusters, and I mean, they're not as powerful as the modded thrusters, but they're powerful enough that they get the job done. But I don't think I put any of them on sort of the inside. I think I left them kind of on the outsides of the wings, if I recall, but I don't remember. Like, it's been a while since I worked on the ship, to be fair. And yeah, here's just a whole section missing on that side. I think the other side of the ship is pretty much complete, and then this side has a whole gap that is not yet finished. So that's the other thing. On the one hand, I'm trying to retrofit it and get rid of all of the modded blocks, and on the other hand, it's not even done, and so I'm also trying to just finish it in general. like here, just trying to fill some of these blocks in and get the kind of side kind of finished up to the, you know, where the front part would start, I guess. Which I feel like I should have used mirror mode or something, because trying to go through and make sure everything is, you know, symmetrical and you know, the same on both sides is kind of annoying. I love the way that these reactors look. It kind of makes me sad getting rid of them, these modded reactors, you know. I think because I just feel like the base game vanilla ones are kind of bland. At least I have some of the DLC packs, and some of the DLC reactors look a bit nicer. But yeah, it's kind of a shame getting rid of these. But, you know, it is what it is. This is obviously on the actual inside of the ship. This is kind of underneath where the hangars are. But what I should do too is I should check if I did add any Prototech thruster, or not, reactors is what I meant. And then if I haven't, add those, because like I said, like this footage is like from forever ago, and I legitimately don't remember if the Prototech DLC was out at this point. So just for the, you know, aesthetics, I should try to throw either one or maybe a few Prototech reactors in, just to make it look a little, because I don't know, I mean, like it's not bad the way these look, but I feel like these don't really look the best, you know. Like I think they could look better. Oh yeah, that's the I don't even remember what the gun is called, but the modded gun that I had, like the main cannon, and they changed the way the projectile looks though in the mod, which is too bad, because I really liked it, because it just had this really cool like white projectile that fired and it did like a ton of damage. But they changed the way it looks, and it kind of defeated what I was going for a little bit. So as much as I am sad about getting rid of, you know, the mods there, that one I'm maybe less sad about. And you know, ended up replacing it with railguns, and railguns are pretty cool as well. So I think it kind of worked out. And I know where I went with the weapons, I definitely put a lot of railguns and also artillery, and I think that looks pretty cool. Like that looks a little menacing. But that is the end of the video, so thank you for watching, and goodbye.